I believe luck in life, it's to be ready when an opportunity comes. And in 2011, the opportunity came to ride for Pride Bodyboard, and it just felt like the best move to do. I was about to be riding for a young and dynamic French brand, willing to invest a lot into the sport, and most importantly, a brand that would invest into myself. It was kind of the best decision I ever made. Winning my first pro title the year I signed with Pride Bodyboard was something incredible. Even though things didn't really start well for me, I was actually happy to be following the tour and be at every single event. 2011 and 2012 were glorious years for the sport. I am personally proud I was part of those years. I basically signed for Pride and won the world title. It just couldn't go any better than this, for me and obviously for Pride. It felt like a launch for myself and for the brand to start enter a different league. This was shot in 2012 in Indonesia. The way this trip happened was pretty random, unexpected to say the least. Riptide, at the time, wanted to organize a team trip with Jared Houston, Tom Rigby and myself. We received a call from them saying that we needed to jump on a plane the next day to surf a wave named Apocalypse. We flew thinking we'd surf the best wave ever in some kind of tropical paradise. Well, we ended up seeing the craziest wave ever, and we definitely surfed the most dangerous waves of our lives. Basically 10 foot close out into dry reef.
Strange fruit rotting, Roman, airborne and hotter than hell. Is this the king's last man I've spied? Well, I stood there beside my companion, scratching a rumor he had heard. Do you have a gun? What he said? Yeah, you mean this one? Straight down the barrel was his word. And I smelt the fumes he inhaled swiftly. Each word was hinged upon his choke.
The Fronton King in 2012 was the best competition I ever been part of. The waves were absolutely pumping, since the first day until the final. It wasn't only the best competition I've ever been part of. For me, this event will always represent my best victory on tour.
Drunk and stumbling like a man of distinction.
And then the final against Jared Houston was the best hit of my life. Being comboed after 5 minutes doesn't really feel nice. But you know, when you are in this situation, you absolutely got nothing to lose. All you have is hope, and you just need to seize every opportunity you'll be given. And that's why it's the best hit of my life.
Fortunes offered then, refused routinely. This ain't no damn auction house, he swore. Black male standing round 6 foot something. Ebbs through the waves of small town black.
I've already said this, but the Arica Chilean Challenge 2017 was the most emotional win of my career. When I watch the highlight, I sing a lot by my son. I don't really remember the win. I mostly remember going to Arica, to the comp that I wanted to win the most for so long, and I did it the year I was the least prepared, just after becoming a father.
Begins the dead intruder's plea.
And the way it happened. Alan had 10 seconds left and needed a 10. He took off on a bomb, and all I hear was the crowd going absolutely mad. But then when the speaker announced the score, which was a 3.5 because it was considered incomplete, the emotion was insane. It was absolutely insane. I felt the energy of being a father was definitely what made me win. It was something really special for me. When we shot The Hidden Face, it was the first time we've done a trip with Pride. We were all so excited in the beginning, and I think I was basically excited the whole trip. It was heading onshore, stormy, rainy, worst conditions ever. But even with horrible conditions, the waves were actually good. I tried to hit one of the biggest waves that day, and I went basically straight into the reef. I went to the hospital in Papeete. They made a few stitches in my head and told me I had nothing broken. It's only when I went back to France that I discovered I had 2 broken ribs, like fully broken. The Mexican Mirage. When that clip came out, it made a lot of noise in the bodyboarding world, and even through to the surfing world. There was something new about the editing, which to me was the best clip from Pride at the time. Watching it just made me keen to go back to Mexico so badly. Valentina was our 3rd team trip. After the success of Mexican Mirage, we decided to follow the momentum and explore some remote island in the Atlantic only a few months after. After Valentina, we decided to go back to Tahiti, this time to surf Tiopo for sure. And nope, that is why we called the clip Maybe Tomorrow. Nonetheless, we managed to score an epic right-hander on another island. It was absolutely incredible. It was a pure video game. It is fair to say it was the most high-performance wave we ever surfed. After a 3 years break, the trip that followed was organized to celebrate Pride's 20th birthday. We managed to release Oolong Town after spending 3 weeks in Indo during 3 weeks of blood spell, once again. The curves follow on, but we did our best. This was me in Mundaka on a very uncrowded day, shooting for Peninsula, our last movie. This was actually the first time I was on a tip trip with Isabella. It was definitely the highlights of that trip. Seeing her destroy the waves was something else. She is by far the best female athlete the sport has ever seen, and I really hope she is going to keep pushing the limits of our beloved sport. This was at the time the best wave I ever caught in Portugal, and probably still is. I wanted to make a tribute to Portugal. Say thank you to the country and its people, and this is the meaning behind Obrigado. My second world title was something special. After winning the world title in 2011, one of my main focus was to win Pipeline. And after doing it, that gave me a lot of confidence to chase a second world title. I came so close 2 years in a row, and I wasn't very happy with that. It was definitely dedication and hard work that made me win the trophy again. As a competitor, it was definitely the highlight of my career so far. Being able to face the adversity of losing and coming so close, overcoming the disappointment of losing 2 years in a row was something very intense and overwhelming. And then I got second the year after. This is my favorite section from Tenda, shot in Morocco. Not only I wanted to show the place where I grew up and started bodyboarding, but I wanted to show a type of wave that is very typical of this part of the world. I think it was the first time someone wrote a point break in a bodyboarding movie. I really wanted to show in Tenda that you can ride every waves, from point break to riding the wedge in California, to the slabs in Portugal, Australia, Ireland. Bodyboarding is the best vehicle you have to ride all waves in the world. But for me, the highlight of this whole experience and this project were the premieres around the world. It was just incredible to see all this community and all this energy to watch a bodyboarding movie. I was basically not stuck, but forced to stay in Europe. I was at home, keeping an eye on the charts and waiting for the best swells.
Time to understand the horror. Time to understand the Was I compounded?
I have the time, all the time I need to put an end to you. You come to find me, to destroy the monster.
I am real. No one. No one is safe.
Numb.